Say goodbye, everybody. All right, it's been a while, been pretty quiet since Ironman Wisconsin. It's been 2 weeks almost. Today's Friday, September 22. On the 24th, I'm racing Ironman 70.3 Augusta. Just decided to sign up. My coach is doing it and some other people, and figured it'd be a low expectation type of a race. But I'm using this race to really dive in pretty deep and overhaul my nutrition strategy. Going to be shooting for about 85 to 90 carbs an hour, all liquid on the bike, and then on the run just salt pills and probably maple syrup. So we'll see how it goes. But today I got 40 minutes easy pretty much on the bike, and then a 2-mile run off of it, just to get the legs going. Did leg day on Wednesday, and legs are just now coming around, feeling pretty good again. So just gonna go do this easy ride, and then it's time to pack it up, and then tomorrow head down to Augusta. Well, it went okay, I guess. It wasn't like super hard, but it didn't feel super easy. 230 watts, I'm not gonna hold that for the race. In fact, I don't even think I have a power number goal for the race. Just gonna do what I can for fun and nail the nutrition. That's the goal. Come off the bike feeling good enough to run good-ish. But anyway, it's just gonna be fun to get out there. But I'm gonna go do a 2-mile run, pretty much by feel, pretty easy. Slip on the race shoes, remind myself what's gonna go down on Sunday. Let's go get a little running. There you are, goodbye. Mwah. I'm leaving her.
I'll miss you.
Just for 36 hours. On our way to take the trash out. On our way to Augusta, Georgia. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Anak, sit. Good boy. Anak, speak. Anak, speak. Speak.
Speak.
He's not feeling it.
Lord, bless these words that I speak. If they choose to persecute, these will be the words that I lead. But they can't refute the truth. Every verb will be sweet. Send ravens in the drought to drop your word at my feet. Man does not live on manna alone.
We got about an hour and 30 minutes left, and we'll be in Augusta. I wrote a letter for Mr. Lionel Sanders. I figure a letter goes better than an Instagram or Discord or Facebook or email message, because I've sent a lot of those. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to give that to him. Hopefully I see him at some point. If not, I'll see somebody who knows him and maybe give it to him, them, her, whoever. But feeling pretty good. I'm really trying to go into this. I say no expectations, but I have like underlying subconscious expectations, I think, for this race. But I'm looking forward to going and just having fun. I've made quite a few new friends in the space, and want to just like go down here, kind of be a social thing, race, see how it goes, test the nutrition, just enjoy the day. My coach is going to be here not racing, so he's going to be able to yell at me, and his wife's doing it, and some other cool people are doing it. So it's just going to be fun to get out and enjoy it. It's a quick trip. It's Saturday, September 23rd. So I'm coming back on the 24th, literally evening. For the 70.3s and the full that I've done this year so far, I've gotten 5th place in my age group every single time. All right, just made it to the parking garage. Getting on an elevator, gonna go get checked in. Not much to see yet. Oh, I need to go back to my car. I forgot the Lionel letter in case I see him. Would regret that. All right, all checked in. It's 12:47. Gonna go put the stickers on my bike. get channeled through the store, and then go back to the hotel probably. Maybe look for Lionel, give him his letter, and go from there. Alright, so I placed a letter strategically on bib number 1. You can't see it, but hopefully that works. Alright, all checked in and everything. Gonna go back to the hotel, get some rest in if this elevator would work. Should probably do wide lens. And yeah, that's it. Rest up, relax, chill out, fill out the nutrition later this evening, go to sleep, have fun tomorrow. Try to get my coach to do some videoing. We'll see how well he does. It's not super technical. Maybe his daughter, who's like 10 or 11, she'll probably be better. I'll ask her. So, all right, let's get it. Say cheese, everyone. I said say cheese, everyone. Abby, you like being on YouTube? Yeah. Does your dad like you being on YouTube? We're only 17 minutes from the start. Not bad. And James's pant, which is even awesomer. I was always really jealous of my sisters. They were younger than me, and I always had such a strict bedtime. And then when they turned, whatever, 7, they never had a bedtime, and I was so mad.
The younger one always gets to do things like, my brother had to wait longer, and then I got to do it sooner.
Yeah. Mean. Alright, so I'm over here calculating everything that I need to take in per hour based on my sweat test results. I think I got it figured out. I'm going to be planning to bike this in about 2 hours, and it'll probably be like 2 hours, 18 minutes or so, but planning for 2.25 hours. I'm going to have 50, I basically need to take in 50 ounces. So, you know, about 22.5 times how many hours I'm going to be doing, which is 2.25, should give me about 50 ounces of water total that I need to be taking in. I'm going to have on the bike 42 ounces. So walk this through with me, 190 grams for the duration, which is 3.8 grams per ounce. So for a 24-ounce bottle, I'm going to put it about 108 grams. 18-ounce bottle, I'll put in about 82 grams. Total of 42 ounces over 10 grams. And then we're going to be adding 2 scoops of the Rebin Relight for 1,620 milligrams. For the bike, sodium, which is a little bit higher than what it's calling for on the bike, but I'm also really high on the run, so I'm going to be preloading a little bit. Let's see, what else am I not thinking of? So it's only 42 ounces of fluids. I'm going to take in another 8 ounces on the bike from Aid Station water bottle. So that's, I think I got that nailed down. So on the run, I need to be taking in about 27 fluid ounces per hour. 29 times 1.5 hours is like 40 ounces basically, which is a lot, and I need to be taking a lot of salt. So my salt, I've got a plan. Should be fun. Hopefully we get some good footage of this. I'll definitely try to get some footage at the end to tell how it went. But this is the most dialed I've ever been on nutrition. The only part to play here that is still a little bit unknown is I haven't done any specific testing to see how many grams per hour I'm putting out, or like needing to take in. I've been hovering around 75, 80. I'm gonna push it to, what am I saying, 90 here? 190 grams per hour, what is that? 190 grams, not per hour, divided by 2.25, 2.25 hours, it's 85 grams an hour. So that's pretty high for me. Tempted to go a little higher. Talk to my coach when he gets back here, but I think I'm pretty comfortable with that. Just got to keep eating on the run and hopefully have a good run. I don't know. I think I know, but I don't know. You got to try it back and forth. So thanks for checking it out. I don't know why I'm saying thank you, but let's go to the next part of the video. Just finished setting up transition. Now we're gonna get in the porta line. Let's go back to the car real quick, drop some stuff off, and then be done and get racing in just an hour away.
Come on, Seth. Don't run over the cone. What on earth are you doing? Let's go. Good job, man. Good job, man.
Subscribe to my YouTube and make this worth it.
Man, I already did that a long time ago, man.
Yeah, so let's talk about this race. Swim went really good. It was a downriver swim, so it's hard to kind of gauge where you're at, but I know I swam pretty good. I think in my age group I swam like third or something overall, like, I don't know, probably top 20 or something. But anyway, so I swam like a 23-minute swim, I think. Was pretty good. I felt really good about it, but man, coming up out of transition or into transition, you have to like climb a mountain, and literally T1 or into T1, the run is like, it's like a half mile, so that was intense. Got out on the bike, felt okay. I felt better as time went on, but I wasn't trying to like really smash any power today, and I didn't do an all-time best power. I only did like 196 watts. Normalized is about 200 to measure that against how I did at other 70.3s. Excuse me. This season I averaged like 210 watts. But I tried taking in, based on my sweat test, the amount of fluids that I needed, which I think I did pretty good. I wasn't super dehydrated or anything, but I planned for my 2 bottles of around 42 to 50 ounces or whatever, to take in about 80 grams of carbs per hour, and it was just too much. And I knew it was starting to get too much because my gut started to like fall apart in the bike, and so I like quit taking it as quickly, and tried to space it out. But I also knew I needed to take it in because I need the fluids, because it was starting to get a little warmer. Anyway, got on the run. I could take in some carbs and like a Nagu, and I took some run gum, which helped pretty good. But anyway, like the first 4 miles were good. It was like 6:40 pace. It was dropping down to like 6:30s. I felt pretty strong, but then after that, mile 4, my gut started to really bother me. It started to cramp. Tried to continue taking gels and stuff, and I just must have really overdone it, because mile 8, I tried taking a little bit more and just vomited, super vomited. It was like projectile vomited. I caught the back of the pro women's field and was running with them and was passing them up pretty easily. I mean, they're wicked fast too. And then they started passing me because I vomited, and then one of the pro women, I forget her name, but she vomited right after I did, and then she proceeded to pass me up multiple times. I think she stretched twice too and still like blazed by me. So anyway, I did that. Then I dropped my salt around mile 8.5, which isn't terrible. I only had like 4 or 5 miles left, so I was going to end in a little bit of a deficit, but I didn't bother trying to go back and pick it up because I don't know, maybe that was a bad mistake, but I know for sure 80 grams of carbs is too much. And the reason I know that is because I got gut rot. I haven't really in training been measuring carbs. I've just been measuring, I don't want to like throw my coach under the bus too much, but when I first started doing this, he was kind of basing it on calories. And I realized, that more people, the scientific ways to do it, carbs. But everybody is different. So some people I've talked to, they're like, dude, you need to be doing like 120 an hour. And I know people that have taken 120 to 160 grams an hour. I'm 127 pounds. Some of these guys are a lot bigger. So I tried to adjust. And I was like, 80 grams would be the top end for me based on my size and weight, height, weight. And anyway, I talked to Jackson Laundry, who's on the podcast. Link here if you want to listen to that episode. Super nice guy. He got second today and first last weekend in Michigan, 70.3. But anyway, he was like, yeah, so I only take in about 60 grams an hour. And I'm like, what? Because he's probably 5 or 6 inches taller than me and at least 20 to 30 pounds heavier than me. Maybe a little less. And, if he's taking 60 grams an hour, it's like, man, I think that's where I'm at, probably. So I'm going to be going into training, continue to train. I'll take a week or two kind of unstructured off and just kind of do whatever I want to reset the body a little bit. But then I might do one more race this year, and I want to be super specific with my nutrition going into this race, and if I do decide to do it, and just not overdo it. But before I think where the kind of the back and forth here is a couple of things. So at Ohio, I didn't take in enough salt, not even near enough. And I think that's why I felt so flat on the run. And then I cramped too, and I think I was overdoing it. But in this one, I didn't really fade because of lack of salt. I know that for sure. I did my sweat testing, and I pretty much nailed all my salt goals until about 8.5 miles on the run because I dropped the stuff. But I know for a fact now that it's a carbs issue, and my gut is just very sensitive. And they say, like, oh, you can train it. So, well, I'm going to give that a really scientific approach now with everything. And hopefully we can figure it out, because I know that I'm capable of running and doing like a 4:10 to 4:15 half Ironman. All of my training points to it. My numbers point to it. My swim points to it. But I need to like really figure out what works for me and quit trying to kind of copy. And I keep going back and forth because like Blue Ridge, I just was like, didn't take in enough. But that was the gut problem too. So maybe I was taking too much on the bike. And then Ohio, I winged it, and then it just fell apart, which I actually ran slightly better at Ohio, but it was flatter of a run. So all in all, really enjoyed the day is basically what I wanted to say. You know, it was a 4:32 overall time. My other two races were like a 4:36, which was a lot harder bike on that course, and then a 4:26 at Ohio. And, you know, I'm going to go into training and be training super specifically around carbs, the amount that I can take. Like I said, Jackson only takes 60 an hour, so need to get closer to that. Really enjoying this journey. Really looking forward to just continue to grow the podcast. Shout out to Nick and Emma and Jared and Jackson and all these people who've come on and help share. We're seeing some hockey stick growth in the podcast. We were getting like a week ago, we were getting like 20 to 25 listens per episode. Now, like today, we're getting like, you know, just like a week or two later, 50 to 60 an episode, and they're all growing. So super excited about that. And yeah, so that's it for the YouTube. Thank you guys so much for following the journey. Looking forward to continue to get a race figured out where I can race to my true potential, because I know I'm capable of a 4:10 to 4:15 in that area, if not a little bit faster. I've got lots of reasons to believe that through training, but I really got to nail the nutrition side, and that's really difficult for me because I do have a more sensitive gut, always have, but I need to play to what I know works and then try to slowly build from there. And I haven't been super methodical about my nutrition intake. You know, not to throw my coach under the bus. I don't know if I already said this in a previous video clip or not, but like I used to train only kind of based around calories and then some salt. And this is the first year I've really started to think about it. And the body is a super complex thing, and when you're pushing it against a wall, you got to get that figured out. And so we're going to be doing a lot more Zone 2 stuff. This is going into this next season. Just keeping the heart rate super low and trying to build the engine continually so that when I race, I'm not racing so high heart rate, because my heart rate gets jacked. I mean, I came out of the swim and my heart rate going up the hill was like 181, and it took a while to settle on the bike, and then my power went down too. But I tried to get it controlled, and yeah, the run was just, I mean, I think I could run a race well and average around 170 heart rate, but I'm like hitting up like 176, 178, and when I cramp, I know heart rate is part of that too. So it's kind of like this heart rate thing and nutrition thing. But I'm going to keep fighting the challenge. I want to figure it out. I've got lots of information that I'm consuming, and I'm not burnt out. Like, I want to figure this out. I want to do another race this year, hopefully, where I can nail it down and just really figure out how Seth performs under stress and load of a race and what I can take in. So I'll carb load the day before. Got some good information from Jackson about just how much you could potentially store in glycogen in your muscles. So anyway, I'll quit chatting about all this stuff and just blah, 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 blah. But check out the podcast if you haven't. Subscribe to YouTube. Like if you've made it to this far of the end of the video. It really helps us start to grow. We're like 83 subscribers, so trying to get that up. But yeah, thank you guys so much for following the journey. And I don't know if there's anybody out there like me who really struggles with this nutrition side of it, but if you figured something out, please drop me something in the comments. And if nothing else, drop me a comment of just saying hey and